bunch of Google engineers. They went into the deepest and darkest fantasies of women. What were women searching when they went on sites? And some of the main things that came up was vampire, werewolf, billionaire, pirate. And so they're like, what the hell? What's going on here? But then you think about it for a second. What's the most popular book with females over the past 10 years? 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey, yeah.
Yeah. I got asked the other day by Jesse Lee Peterson. He goes to me, do you make your own thoughts? And I was like, it's like kind of like making a sandwich. All the ingredients are there, and I can use the different ingredients and make myself a sandwich. It might be a shit sandwich. It might be a pretty tasty sandwich. But I didn't actually make any of the ingredients. I bought them from the shop.
They've done studies on where thoughts come from and like what percentage of it is conscious versus subconscious. And I believe a majority is subconscious thoughts.
Yeah.
Which people don't know where that comes from.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So like I think it was close to 90% of our thoughts are subconscious.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So we're not really in control of our thoughts at all.
Yeah, man. Have you ever like looked into some of the work, some of the more mystical work that I've looked into of like Carl Jung and the archetypes of the unconscious mind and this sort of thing? Yeah. So you got archetypes, and like Disney movies are based upon a lot of these archetypes, which is just sort of these like narrative structures and ideas that we just fundamentally understand. It's almost like it's written into the story, into the DNA. And some of the archetypes might be the benevolent king versus the evil tyrant. And you see this play out in Lion King, for example. This is why people love Mufasa so much, because Mufasa is a benevolent king. He is a leader, he's a patriarch, but everyone really respects him because he's got the best interests of the tribe in mind. And he's tough. You wouldn't want to fuck with Mufasa. But at the same time, he has a tender and gentle side as well with his son, with Simba.
Yeah.
And he cares. But then you've got Scar, who is the evil dictator. And Scar is very sort of narcissistic, and he's very self-serving, and he'll stab you in the back in a second. And what happens to Pride Rock? Pride Rock falls apart under Scar. So I think a lot of these archetypes, even the Beauty and the Beast archetype is a super interesting one. Like, so you know the movie The Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yeah.
Well, the idea here is that it's the feminine, submissive sort of woman who tames the beast. And this is actually something that plays out a lot within female attraction, and it gets really dark. But
Curious.
So have you ever seen how females, they love what you'd call like fairy?
Fairy. Is that like the reading?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like things like Twilight and everything. Well, there's this book called A Billion Wicked Thoughts, right? And it's basically a bunch of Google engineers. They got together and they were studying the Google searches of people, and there's like 1 billion different Google searches. And they went into the deepest and darkest fantasies of women. What were women searching when they went on sites? And some of the main things that came up was vampire, werewolf, billionaire, pirate, and surgeon.
No way.
Yeah. And so they're like, what the hell? What's going on here? But then you think about it for a second. What's the most popular book with females over the past 10 years?
Is it Twilight?
That would be one of them, for sure.
Females.
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey, yeah.
Yeah. What is 50 Shades of Grey? It's like this billionaire who's like this erratic, crazy sort of character who is like this like beast to the outside world. And then this timid like beauty comes in and she tames him, and then she gets to see a different side of him.
Right.
There's another movie that's extremely popular with women called 365. And it's an Italian mobster who's like a mobster and a killer. And this guy goes and captures this woman and takes her hostage for a whole entire year. And the whole movie is basically the sexual tension between them building up until they eventually on a boat.
Wow.
Women love this movie. This woman was literally captured, but this Italian mobster boss is just like a sucker for her. And then there's Twilight as well. Why is she attracted to this vampire? Well, it all goes back to this archetype. And there's something about what women really like, which is the Beauty and the Beast archetype. They like the beast who can be tamed and civilized, but only by them. So I think a lot of men would do well to actually understand this, and not to be a beast in the sense that you're like violent and erratic and everything. But if you are, for example, somebody who's super ambitious with your career and you're out there, you're conquering the world, you don't want to always be like that around your woman. You want to, on a quiet Sunday morning, you want to sort of let the veil slip maybe for a second, then get up and go to the gym, you know?
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting concept.
I think women have this deep, deep attraction to men who are a beast in their own right, but who can also be loving and gentle, but they get to, almost like they've tamed the beast.
Right. Only they see that side of them, you're saying. Very fascinating. Yeah, nice guys finish last, right?
Yeah, man.
It's a classic quote, but so true.
Yep, they're useful idiots, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a saying called sneaky strategy?
No, what is that?
This is interesting. So you've got, and this is not me being crass. This is actually a zoological term. So the sneaky strategy is basically with pufferfish and a few other different animals. What happens is you've got the alpha and the beta sort of phenotypes of the fish. And so the alpha phenotypes are the ones who get all of the females and they do all of the mating. And then the beta ones who can't compete in the masculine hierarchy, what they actually do is they sort of start to look like the females. They'll try and actually like disguise themselves as the females to try and bypass the male gatekeepers and get away into the crowd so that they can then get away from the alphas and then try and mate with the females when the alphas aren't looking. And I think that this exact thing happens with male feminist nice guys in the human race.
Yeah, they get bypassed, right?
Well, the thing is, they are trying to game the system. So obviously there's a masculine hierarchy, and what at the very top of that masculine hierarchy is guys who are big, strong, competent leaders who are admired by other men and who are wanted by other women.
Wealthy, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're wealthy, exactly. That's the sort of the Hercules. And then at the bottom of the hierarchy, you have guys who are little, short, feminine in their temperament, not very ambitious, a little bit useless, not very competent.
Yep.
So you can either spend your whole entire life trying to compete in that masculine hierarchy and trying to get to the top, or at least get it up as high as you can, or you can be a sneaky and you can grow your hair out long, and you can wear the colorful tie-dye shirts, and you can go to the raves, and you can wear pink, and then you can dance with all the girls and try and deceive them into sleeping with you in some sort of like a drunken, drug-stooped haze. Yeah. And you see a lot of these male feminists who try and look like the women. Whenever you see this, guys with the long hair and who wear like the tight singlets and just look very feminine in their temperament, I truly think that is just a mating strategy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're playing the short-term game, but I'm always about being the best version of yourself.
100%.
You got to play the long game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially these days.
And even if you do they let you sleep with them or whatever, when a woman is pregnant, she's looking for a man who's about his business.
Right.
And she's going to lose respect for you real quick if she's depending on you for protection and for provision, and you're, I don't feel like going to work today, I stubbed my toe, or I want to have a mental health day or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't listen to any of that garbage societal programming that's going on there about becoming more feminized, because a lot of guys get sucked into that trap. And
100%. I did, how it happens. For sure, back in the day.
Oh yeah, man, it's brutal. It's brutal. I have too. They get sucked into this trap, and then they become useful idiots for the feminist conditioning. Like, the women won't actually respect you. Women respect men who have boundaries. Women who respect men who stand for something, who are ambitious, and also who can tell them no.
Yeah.
Who can tell them shut up if they need to.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
But you got to have some leverage first to get to that position, right? You got to be making some money. You got to be doing some sort of valuable thing for the relationship.
You got to be a good horse for them to put their money on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard to have that stance when you're broke.
Yeah. Yep.
You got no leverage at that point.
Yeah, man.
Maybe your looks, but that's fleeting.
Yeah, looks is one thing, but like I said before, it's when she's 6 months pregnant and she's looking at you to hold things down because she doesn't really want to stand up. She just wants to sit there with her belly and be pregnant, which is what she should have to do.
Yeah.
Just to be chilling during that time. Then you better be able to hold it down.
Yeah. 100%.
If you enjoyed that clip, then don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see another one, click right here.